it is Sunday night, and you know what that means. It's SNL, it is the Sunday Night League. We are here with GTE season number 9, and we're here at Road Atlanta. Round number 4 of this season. This, in fact, was a team boss choice. It was the Punisher's choice of circuit, having being the green flag Renault team boss last season. He got to choose the circuit for season number 9, and we're back at Road Atlanta. A popular choice. This was Shadow Rider's choice of circuit last season. Sorry, Speed Hunter. Speed Hunter's choice of circuit. Shadow Rider, that's a name from the past. Hopefully you're doing well, Shadow Rider, if you're watching us. So we're returning to the American circuit for round number 4 here in GTE. We're about 8 minutes away from qualifying. We're just waiting for a few drivers to join us. And if you haven't seen so far, the championship standings are looking very tasty indeed, with a very familiar driver at the top of those. At the top is Matt Psycho. He has won 2 races in a row, driving for Victory Reign, the defending champion, in the Raven Senna Lamborghini team. Matt Psycho has 72 points. He's followed by Bunnies in Gasman's Jaguar Racing by Pizza team, and he has 60 points currently. Bunny's not winning a race so far this season, but consistently chasing podiums. In 3rd place is the driver we're just looking at right now, in the Salt Rock Hyundai. That is Ajax. The winner of round number 1 is 3rd with 59 points. So Matt Psycho has a 12-point lead over Bunnies and a 13-point lead over Ajax. In 4th, in the orange Aston Martin OC, is Aloy, one of the drivers we're waiting for right now. He has 46 points. In 5th is Slenderfella in the Racing Jaguar by Pizza. He has 42 points. In 6th place is our first American on home soil this evening. It is Rob on drums with 36 points for Team Shadow Realm. That is Chris Boo's team. In 7th place, another Chris Boo driver. It's Speckmere with 29 points, the most unlucky driver so far this season. If you saw round number 2, you will know why I am saying that. We're having some jittering going on. We've had no jittering go on all throughout practice from what I've seen, and then we have some there. 29 points for Speckmere. It could have been so much more. In 8th place, the impressive Pool Shark. If you didn't see round number 3, watch it back. Pool Shark had an amazing race, amazing pace all weekend, and he managed to get his first podium in GTE driving that Team Raven Senna Lamborghini. In 9th place, unfortunately not with us this evening or for the rest of the season, is Ragemus Prime. He has 26 points. He was in the orange Aston Martin Racing OC team, but his place has been taken by the by Bailey. Bailey returning back to SNL. So Bailey once more in SNL. Great to see you back, Bailey. Back in GTE and driving for the Aston Martin team. Mama Sykes in the chat saying, hi everyone. Hi Jam. Enjoy racing, guys. Hopefully we will. Hopefully we'll get a few more cars out on track as well. Currently at 11. In 10th place, one of the drivers we're waiting for right now is JJ Trim in the orange Aston Martin. In the Team Shadow Realm Supra. He has 25 points. In 11th place is Bloodraven, his first ever SNL Championship, and he's racing for the Jaguar team. He has currently got 21 points. Kaiser Grimm, in his first ever GTE season, there he is, as Aloy joins us. Kaiser Grimm is driving for Salt Rock Hyundai, and he has 19 points. He is 1 point ahead of the Punisher, whose circuit choice was this one, Road Atlanta, the real-life circuit there in America. He has 18 points and is driving for the orange Aston Martin OC team. In 14th place is Craig O.B. with 15 points. He's driving for Raven Senna Lamborghini Victory Reigns team. And finally, in the championship standings is Yokas with 11 points. And Yokas unable to join us this evening, unfortunately. So the team championship currently at the top is Jaguar Racing by Pizza with 123 points. Just looking through the field, nobody from that team is on the track right now. In second place, just 8 points behind them, is Matt Psycho's team, the Raven Senna Lamborghini. They have 115 points. In third place, on countback, is Orange Aston Martin OC. They have 90 points, but they're equal on points with Team Shadow Realm. So Chris Boo's team on 90 points, and just 1 point behind them is Salt Rock Hyundai with 89. So very tight in the championship. Everybody within 34 points of each other. So everything can change. With 3 rounds to go, we're halfway through the championship. So here we are with just 3 minutes to go before qualifying. I've seen Bunnies has joined the room now. So has Aloe. So we're just 2 drivers short this time. So JJ Trim and Yokas, it looks like. The teams have chosen their tyres. And we have got softs and hards for Jaguar Racing by Pizza and Team Shadow Realm. They're both using soft and hards. Raven Senna Lamborghini and Orange Aston Martin OC are both using softs and mediums. Salt Rock Hyundai are using the soft tyres. And that's it. 2 sets of soft tyres for the blue machines. So they're looking for a chance of getting victory here this evening. But we will see how they go. So a couple of minutes until qualifying. So I'll tell the drivers. So 2 minutes until qualifying. All 13 drivers that we're expecting in this lobby right now are here, apart from JJ Trim, who would be number 14. So everyone is entered. That's Psycho coming into the pits. So there's the Punisher, currently fastest driver out of the drivers on circuit right now, using medium tyres. The strategies, who knows what strategies will be here this evening. 48 laps of this very twisty circuit. You can see the S's going down the hill for the Punisher. That is where we will expect some chaos in the opening few corners. There's always a circuit that leads to some heart-in-mouth moments. It's one that the drivers do enjoy racing at. Hence, it is here again once more in GTE, a second season in a row that we are here. So, there we go. Rob on drums going quicker in the Supra. The American driver on home soil. Let's see then if everybody is ready to go qualifying. If you're not familiar with this new format of qualifying, the bottom 5 drivers in the championship will take part in the session. Bailey will not take part until the final 10 minutes of the session with everybody else. So we will see in this session Craig O.B., the Punisher, Kaiser Grim and Blood Raven taking to the circuit first, and then we will have 5 more drivers joining us on circuit. So we'll start the qualifying session. 13 drivers are ready to race. Apologies if you lost signal there. Qualifying has started. There goes the light as we get underway for this 20-minute session. As I say, the bottom 5 in the championship get the first 5 minutes on track on their own. That means that we see Bloodraven, Kaiser Grim, the Punisher, Craig Obi, and Yokas on circuit. In fact, there they go. There is Kaiser Grim leading them out. He is there in third on the screen. It does this weird thing actually, where it decides it's not going to show everything going on. So Craig Obi in fourth. There's Bloodraven and the Punisher. Punisher has his lights flashing. Just letting everything warm up to start the lap. Everyone expected to run on soft tyres for this qualifying session around this tight and twisty circuit. Let's go on board with Kaiser Grim as he goes down the back straight. We'll try and keep on board for an opening lap as well. So he's going down the back straight through the kinks. Now this kink here is a right hand kink. There it is. That's turn number 9. As we then go downhill into turn 10A and turn 10B. So clipping the curve on both the apexes, running out wide, going for a lower line through turn number 11, and then finally turn number 12 is here. It's always turning as we cross the start-finish line to start our first lap, and then you see turn 1. This is such a bravery corner. How late do you lift off? How much curb do you use on the exit through turn 2 and then over the crest down to turn 3 and into the S? It's turn 4. This left-hander down the hill, and this is classified as turn 5. All of this section, turn 5, the S's up the hill. This was where we can run wide as we do with Kaiser Grim. There's gravel on the exit to catch you out. We go up the hill towards now this double hairpin effectively of turn 6 and 7. There's the first part, a little bit of a straight, and then into turn number 7. Again, very easy to run wide out of there up this hill. This does turn 8 is the left-hander that we've just been through, and then we get back onto turn number 10. We go off board to see the Swede. It's got a brand new helmet, it looks like, in there. Let's see can. There we go. On board with him. Used to use this camera a lot. It's quite a cool camera actually. Kaiser Grim goes quickest then in the session, but he's immediately beaten by Craig Obi, who goes a second quicker nearly in his Raven Senna Lamborghini. Let's see, Bloodraven across the line, the Punisher third. Bloodraven going off the circuit, deciding he's had enough. I think Kaiser Grim possibly felt like the Punisher possibly felt like he was hindered there maybe. Go through turn 5. So about a minute and a half away from the next 5 in the championship joining us. So that will be, oddly enough, just 3 drivers: Poolshark, Speckmere and Rob on drums, the way it stands, because Ragemus isn't here and neither is JJ Trim. So only 3 join us in the next minute. So Craig Obi, currently fastest on circuit, despite it saying him second. Right now, he is looking to improve. He is purple on his lap. Does Kaiser Grim improve in front of him? He does not, but neither does Craig Obi. The Punisher will not, I don't think, either. No, so none of them improving their times. Bloodraven doesn't improve either. So they're all just staying in position right now, trying to get their laps ready. On board then with Craig Obi in the cockpit view. Thank you everyone that's viewing us right now. Like, share and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Thank you all the new subscribers as well that have joined us over the past few weeks. Makes a massive difference. Just liking the video brings us to more viewers, expands our community, expands the group. And this racing, if you've never seen SNL before, you are in for a treat when we get into the racing. You might think, oh, endurance, it's slow, it's all about tactics. It's about tactics, but it is not slow, it is not dull. Most of our races have some sort of drama on the last lap. It's sort of become a tradition of SNL, as we can see the Punisher going quicker than he has gone. He's going purple, in fact, in the second time sector. Kaiser Grim improves his time, Craig O.B. does not. So Kaiser Grim improving. The Punisher, we saw a purple time for him. What does the orange Aston Martin driver do as he crosses the line? He improves but does not outdo Craig O.B., who's currently the fastest driver. We have the other drivers on track now. Rob on drums is going out. Speckmere is here as well. So those Supras looking supreme. Pool Shark, is he on circuit right now? He must be somewhere. It says he's fifth, despite not setting a lap time as of yet. So there is Pool Shark out on circuit. Sue, his teammate, currently the fastest man, Craig O.B. on lap number 5, trying to get another lap. These drivers on this shorter circuit as well, getting more laps under their belt as they start to make their way through. What does Kaiser Grim do as he goes down the hill? He'll cut the timing beam. I think he's already done it, so we didn't get to see it. Bloodraven, what is his lap time going to be in the Jaguar Racing by Pizza Pizza, the Canadian, in this double header of North American races as well? Kaiser Grim goes fastest, but he's immediately beaten by Craig O.B., who beat him by over 1/10 of a second. What does the Punisher do? He's coming down the hill. I think he's made a small error on this lap. He's about 6/10 down. Yes, he is. Bloodraven looks to improve his time. He will do. He goes 1.2 seconds quicker than he has gone before. So he is in with a shout here this evening. Rob on drums is 6th right now, but he has not set a time and will go down the straight towards 10A and 10B. On board with the American, not cutting the beam, not going faster than the time currently set by Craig O.B. in 19.6, running very wide, and he's hit the wall at the end of his lap. That's going to hinder his teammate Speckmere. We go on board. Speckmere saw his American teammate in the wall on the right hand side. What does Speckmere do as he comes through the final corner? This looks like a pole position time. He was quick in practice, and he's the first driver into the 18s this evening. Speckmere puts it on pole. Rob on drums undoubtedly in 7th place there after his accident. Pool Shark will be coming to the end of his qualifying lap. He's got the driver ahead of him though, and that is Kaiser Grim. Kaiser Grim is on another outlap, so Kaiser Grim is there on his lap. So we're on board with Pool Shark. We go on board with the American at home in the Lamborghini. Bloodraven improves his time. He's getting closer and closer to the rest of the field. Pool Shark then, his first lap. He's going to be behind Bloodraven. There we go, 7th place on the timing sheet, as the Punisher is in the pits for a fresh set of softs. So that is going to be the case here this evening. Drivers are going to be pitting for tyres quite regularly in this qualifying session. Does that mean the soft tyre is wearing out quickly here at Road Atlanta? Suspect me at pole position right now, despite it saying second. It's just 2/10 off his best. Craig O.B. in the Lamborghini. 3rd place, bit of a slide though through the S's at the end of the lap. Does he pit? No, he does not. Keeps going. He's quite happy with the car. Kaiser Grim not close, but he's a little bit quicker than he has gone before. The Punisher is on his outlap. Bloodraven coming into the pits, deciding to pit once more. So there we go, Pool Shark on his run, trying to improve his lap time in the second group of drivers for the first time in GTE. Improves his time, he is in 6th place right now. 1.5 seconds off the pole time of Speckmere. So Speckmere currently on pole. Looking for a top drive again this evening. Down the hill, it looks quick. It is quick, just a little bit quicker than he has gone before. So the Brit is now the fastest driver out there as the rest of the field start coming out the pits then. Ajax is on circuit. So will be Bunnies. Aloe Slenderfella is out. Bailey is in the pits right now. He hasn't gone out on circuit. So Matt Psycho is currently classifying him as 8th on the grid as well. The championship leader is here. So let's see how the drivers are shaping up. Kaiser Grim coming to the end of his lap. This looks like it could be not quite in the same mark as Speckmere, 0.8 of a second off the pole time. Now come all the settings. Poolshark improves his time. He's less than a tenth behind the Punisher, but can the Punisher pull away? Not quite. Punisher does not pull away from the American. Rob on drums, currently in 7th, has not had any clean laps, but is going quicker than he has gone before. Let's see, Speckmere coming to the end of his next lap. Does he extend his pole position? He does by 4/10. Here's Transmission Motorsport in the chat once more. Have a great show today. I'll watch it back after work. Tell Josh the crazy to say hello. So Poolshot being asked to say hello by Transmission Motorsport, who's off to work this evening. Let's have a look then at the championship leader, Matt Psycho. He hasn't got to the end of his lap yet. Here is Rob on drums though. The American coming through the final corner, through the bend. He improves, he puts himself into 3rd place. So the American moves himself up. Transmission Motorsport saying, lol, you're awesome. Of course I am. I'm a SNL channel. Matt Psycho is there, 8th place. Ooh, Poolshark improves his time, puts himself up into 5th now. The Punisher improving his time too, but Matt Psycho puts it on pole by 1/10 of a second. Ahead of Speckmere with Greg O.B. in 3rd. Oh, it's all moving around because Bunnies has now moved into 3rd place. This session is all action. Aloe puts himself up into 8th place. The Brit there, just 0.05 of a second ahead of Poolshark. Speckmere in the pits now. Ajax did his lap time, but he's down in 10th as it stands. Slenderfella 11th right now with Bloodraven, his teammate, behind him. Bailey not out on circuit as of yet. Bailey staying in the pits. Bailey can do a lap, but he's not there yet. And that Psycho currently on pole, but everyone is starting to do pit stops. They're on lower fuel than him. What can they do in terms of their efforts? Speckmere coming out once more. Rob on drums improving his lap time then. The American is 0.8 of a second off the pole, 19.0 for him. As Kaiser Grim puts himself up into 6th place, just 0.2 of a second behind the American. The Punisher, 7th place. He's coming into the pits, it would seem. Aloe, 8th place. His teammate not coming into the pits. He's fresh out after the top 5 in the championship joined the session. Ajax puts himself into 3rd place now, 0.3 of a second off his championship rival Matt Psycho, but ahead of his brother Bunnies. The two Canadians in 3rd and 4th. Pit stops all around happening now as the Punisher leaves the pits. It's such a slow exit at this circuit. It's so painful for the drivers. As we see Slenderfella coming through turn 1, he's just set his best lap. He puts him 8th on the grid in the Jaguar Racing by Pizza Pizza. In fact, he's just fed behind the slow-moving Punisher. Punisher puts his hazards on. Is he going to let Slenderfella by? Slenderfella having to back off. There we go. Punisher being very kind to Slender Fella and not getting in his way. Matt Psycho didn't improve on his last lap. On board then with Speckmere, currently fighting for the pole position. Bullshark improves his time and puts himself 8th. Bullshark 0.2 of a second quicker than anyone has gone through Sector 1. Matt Psycho, though, improves his time to a 17.9 as we're on board with Speckmere, currently 2nd place, but he is setting purple lap times in his purple car. What does he do as he splits the time barrier at Sector 2? He's up, but only by a 1/10 of a second on his best lap, so it might not be enough to catch Matt Psycho, who's currently on pole. Bunny's running off the circuit through the S's. He may have lost time, but it didn't look too bad. You see him go up the hill. What does he do as he cuts the beam? He's only a 1/10 off his best, despite that off. As Speckmere improves his time, and my word, he's only 4/400ths of a second off the pole position time of Matt Psycho. So right now, Matt Psycho leads the session with 4 minutes left to go. Speckmere in 2nd place, sliding it through the S's. Ajax is in 3rd, with Bunnies in 4th. Craig OB has put himself up into 5th in the Lamborghini. Fantastic for him as he crosses the line. Rob on drums is 6th. Kaiser Grim is in 7th. Bullshark in 8th as he goes off the circuit, trying to catch it, holding it. Can he hold it? No, he doesn't hold it. He goes into the pits. Slender Fella in 9th. The Punisher 10th. Aloe is 11th in the Aston Martin. He'll be hoping for better as he comes down the hill to finish his 5th lap. Can he move himself up the field? It looks a lot better. He puts himself up into 5th place. There we go. So the Punisher now is 11th, Blood Raven is 12th, and Bailey is on circuit now. Time to set a lap time in these dying moments. Matt Psycho in the pits. Slender Fella improves his lap time, but only stays 9th place, with 1.3 seconds between these drivers. The end of the lap, Speckmere then trying to grab pole, not this time round. As we see on board with Ajax through the S's, down the hill. He's got a bit of traffic, maybe to distract him. He's attacking though. Bailey sets his lap time at 1:20. I believe that'll be around 10th as the Jaguar moves out the way. Ajax puts himself up. Bailey's in 12th place, in fact. So he's ahead of Blood Raven on his return, but Ajax currently, he's set purple lap times. Rob on drums improves his time, stays in 6th. That Psycho's a bit further up, but on his outlap. So it's Ajax we're looking at. In terms of the top 3, he's 0.2 of a second quicker than he has gone. That would put him ahead of Speckmere. Matt Psycho's the first driver in the 17s, a 17.9 for the championship leader. So Ajax 3rd place. Can he put it into the front row? Slender Fella again improving, putting himself up into 5th place now. Ajax improves, but not the position. So Slender Fella puts himself into 5th with just over a minute to go. He will get another lap after this one as well. So he's got 2 laps to go. He's just ahead of Aloe, less than a 10th between him and Rob on drums. There's no gaps at all in this session right now. Bailey improves his lap time into a 19.9 for Bailey. So Bailey 2 seconds off the pole time set by Matt Psycho. But pushing hard on his return here in SNL, kicking up the sparks. Matt Psycho though leads the field. He's just ahead of Speckmere. Speckmere coming through turn 6. Rob on drums goes up into 4th place. The American is there now in 4th in the Supra, trying to follow his teammate Speckmere. Matt Psycho coming to the end of his lap. Pole position as it stands. What does he achieve? He'll get one more lap after this. He's improved it by 0.3 of a second. What does Speckmere have in response? The gap is just under 0.4 of a second between the 2 drivers. So Speckmere pushing. His Supra, this is his last attempt. Oh, he improves, but not enough. But he puts himself maybe more securely into second place. So all these drivers are on their last laps. Anybody near the end? Bailey coming round to improve his time. He stays in 12th, nearly gets the Punisher. Blood Raven does not get the time, unfortunately. Rob on drums coming through. The S is at the end of the circuit. He's currently in 4th, the American. What can he do? He's been quick most of the season, not happening for him. Just seeing a Lowy cross the line then in the orange Aston Martin. It's not an improvement for a Lowy either, so the only driver that has a chance of improving, but it's not happening now, is Ajax in 3rd place. There is a driver behind him though. Let's try and catch that driver. That's the Punisher. That Psycho in the chat saying had to dig deep there. Well, he did. 0.3 of a second is the gap between him and Speckmere. Speckmere, once again at the front of this field. He will be looking for redemption after round number 2. That bad dragon. Team Shadow Realm, Chris Boo's team. They've only got 2 drivers in this race, but they're 2nd and 4th after a fantastic session by Rob on drums, who's in the chat, and he says, I'll take that. I would as well, Rob on drums. 4th on the grid. It doesn't matter what the gaps are. 4th on the grid, you can do something there. Victory Rain in the chat saying, solid run, guys. His drivers are in a very good place. Pool Shark making it the top 10 as well. Craig OB in 8th, Pool Shark in 10th. So they're happily within the top 10. Punisher has beaten his teammate Bailey, who returns to the series. A good session for Bailey though. Just a 10th off the Punisher. Pool Shark saying at least there's an American in front again. That in response to Rob on drums in 4th place. So qualifying session very tight between the top 2 on the front row. Chris Boo in the chat saying good evening everyone, well done Rob and Speckmere. That Psycho currently in 4th place. Matt Psycho currently pole position, a 1:17.563. I don't know why the house is saying it's too hot. The PlayStation doesn't like it, despite the window being open and it being very cold here in the UK. In 2nd place is Speckmere in his Supra. 3rd place is Ajax in the Hyundai. 4th was Rob on drums, 0.2 of a second separating him from Ajax on that 2nd row. Bunnies is 5th in his Jaguar Racing by Pizza. Again, not much time, about 0.1 of a second separating him and Rob on drums. Slender Fella just a 10th behind his teammate as well, actually in fact half a 10th behind his teammate. And the gaps indeed are tight because Aloe is within that half a second as well. Aloe is there in the Aston Martin. Craig OB makes it 8th place for him. So really the top from 4th to 8th, 0.4 of a second separating them. 9th was Kaiser Grimm in his Hyundai. In 10th place was the Raven Senna Lamborghini of Pool Shark. 11th place was the orange Aston Martin OC of the Punisher. On his return, Bailey has made it to 12th in his Aston Martin. And finally, Blood Raven makes it 13th place in his Jaguar Racing by Pizza. So we have 48 laps of this very tight and twisty circuit. Let's see if everybody is ready to start this race. 48 laps here. We will see some very interesting tactics, I suspect, from the drivers. As I said before, tyre situation, softs and hards for Jaguar Racing by Pizza and Team Shadow Realm. Raven Senna Lamborghini and Orange Aston Martin are using softs and mediums, and Salt Rock Hyundai are using the softs. Okay. Let's get this race underway then. 48 laps of Road Atlanta. Coming our way. See the cars on the grid, ready to start. Matt Psycho on pole, Speckmere second, Ajax third, Rob on drums fourth, fifth, Bullies sixth, Slenderfella seventh, Aloe eighth is Craig O.B. The one light comes on. We're getting ready for all 5 lights to turn on and be ablaze as we go here at Road Atlanta. It's a good start from Matt Psycho. It's a good start from Speckmere. It's an incredible start from Bunnies, who is challenging for 3rd place going into turn 1. He might try through to 2nd as he goes round the outside, but no, has to concede the position to Speckmere as they run down the hill for the first time through the S's. Is everybody going to get through? It would appear so. Nicely done by everyone. A clean start to the race as Matt Psycho's dropped down the field just by 1 place. Speckmere making the move then through the S's. Great move by the Supra. Matt Psycho, it looked like, was on the medium tyres. We'll go back and check that as we start through turn 6. The Speckmere leading. Matt Psycho, definitely he is on those medium tyres then. Hard tyres for Bunnies. So despite using the hards, a fantastic start for the Canadian as he's chased down by Ajax. Do we see Ajax having a go into the turn 10A, turn 10B? Chicane at the end of the circuit. Bunnies defending the inside line, making it harder for the Hyundai, but the Hyundai on the outside will have the inside line for turn 10B and does make the position, but there's a collision. Bunnies is round and spins. Bunnies catches it, makes sure he's running forward. Bailey's had a fantastic start in 7th place. Bailey is up there in 7th. He's going up the inside on his medium tyres, up the inside of Kaisergrim. What a start from Bailey, from 12th on the grid. Oh, but Kaisergrim runs out wide, hits one of the barriers, and loses his place to Slenderfella. He's now under pressure from all of those drivers coming down the hill. We'll go on board with Kaisergrim as there is Bunnies, who has also had a moment. Bunnies in 9th place. All action here in SNL once again. Bunnies down to 9th, Kaisergrim down to 10th. Kaisergrim under pressure now from Greg O.B. So Kaisergrim takes the double hairpin, the double apex, but Greg O.B. able to dive up the inside but runs a little bit deep, can't get it stopped and gets overtaken by Bullshark, it would seem, on the exit. Let's go on board with Bullshark. No, he has to tuck back into his teammate Slipstream. Let's go back to the front of the race then, where Speckmere leads by 2 seconds from the medium clad Matt Psycho. So Matt Psycho currently on the medium, Speckmere on the softs, and Speckmere trying to make hay whilst he can. Matt Psycho under all sorts of pressure though from Ajax. Mama Sykes in the chat saying, foot down Matt, crazy racing. It's the SNL opening laps. Bonkers racing. Bailey is up to 5th. They are 4.5 seconds, nearly 5 seconds behind Ajax. So there must be some tyre shenanigans going on right now. Matt Psycho under all sorts of pressure though from his championship rival Ajax. They go up the hill, out to turn 5. Will Ajax have enough to overtake the Lamborghini into the hairpin? Matt Psycho holding a nice line, dips his wheel onto the grass though on the exit. Will that mean that Ajax has a run? No, Ajax runs a bit wide. Let's have a look behind. So Aloe on the medium tyres, as is Bailey. Rob on drums is on softs, and Slenderfella on the hards. Let's go back to Matt Psycho and Ajax. Ajax up into 2nd place. Can he do the exact same move as he did with Bunnies? On the exit though, Matt Psycho gets the better drive and keeps his 2nd place. This is helping Speckmere though, these two fighting hard. Speckmere running away 3.3 seconds now up the road, set the fastest lap of an 18.7 on the previous run through. So oh my word, here we go. Here's some racing happening. Oh my word! I think Slenderfella's just been taken for a little bit of a punt there. I think that may have all happened with Kaiser Grimm's move causing a chain reaction for those all around. So Craig O.B. on the softs up into 8th place, being chased by Bunnies, who's on the hards as well. So Bunnies having a fight. Nothing happening though for him. Let's go to Matt Psycho, who's pulled away actually from Ajax ever so slightly. So Ajax losing a bit of momentum. Can he make the move though? Got the slipstream once more. But he's not close enough in the Hyundai to the Lamborghini. Aloe, he's got the attention. Bailey's got attention of Rob on drums. Bailey's return in GTE is been very eventful so far. Rob on drums chasing down these Aston Martins. So Rob is there. Kaiser Grimm in 7th, Craig O.B. 8th, Bunnies 9th, 10th is... Oh! And Kaiser Grimm's got off the circuit. Having all sorts. That corner just draws you out into the dust. He drops down to last place. Bloodhaven then on the soft tyres. Bull Shark on mediums. Punisher just behind these two. He's on medium tyres as well. Psycho looks like he's broken Ajax. The Hyundai unable to keep onto the back. Rob on drums puts himself up into 5th place with a move on Bailey through turn 10A. Does that mean though? But Bailey gets a run on the American. There's Goku at the back of the Supra, poking out, looking behind, checking on that orange Bailey. They come into turn 1. Just being slightly offline here can cause issue. A couple of seasons ago in Formula X, driving with Gasman as teammates at Ferrari. It didn't go very well. Running side by side through there. Bailey following closely, looking for an opportunity. They all just get a bit close. Does that mean Rob on drums gets the opportunity to put himself up into 4th? Back where he started, he dropped a couple of places at the beginning of this race. Trying to get back on target once more. Let's have a look up ahead. Ajax trying to catch Matt Psycho. Psycho 18.7 on the mediums compared to an 18.7 for Speckmere on the softs. As Rob on drums goes up the inside of Aloe, but they both run deep. That might mean that Bailey gets an opportunity on both of them. Bailey going around the outside of his teammate has to back out a little bit. That's helping Craig O.B. have the opportunity in the Lamborghini to catch up the Aston Martins. Oh, Aloe looking for a move into turn 1. That would have been spectacular, but it does cause vulnerability for the Aston, and he loses the place to his teammate Bailey. Bailey having the momentum. Now chases down Rob on drums. Attack, attack. This is Jam will be saying, watching this later. Aloe currently 6th place. Craig O.B. 7th. These 4 attacking well. Having a great race for 4th place. Others will be hoping they slow each other down a little bit. Craig O.B. in 7th, his teammate Bull Shark in 9th. Set his best lap on the previous rendition. Speckmere losing time then to Matt Psycho. That gap was 3.5 seconds. It's now dropped down. Craig OB puts himself up into 6th as he overtakes Aloe into turn 10A. That's proving a very, very happy hunting ground for these drivers this evening. Oh, it's Aloe sliding the Aston Martin through turn 12. He's looking for that move into turn 1. Oh, he's made it! Aloe making the move into turn 1, a very brave move. Craig OB maybe not having the confidence in his Lamborghini as Aloe has in his Aston Martin. Soft tyres maybe starting to wear away as well as in the background. You can see Pool Shark and Blood Raven really fighting hard. Punisher, despite picking this circuit, is currently in 11th, not having his best of times. He did a 31.9 on lap number 4. Slender fella on the hards, currently 12th with Kaiser Grim behind him. He also had a very slow lap as we saw him go off in turn number 1. It can all happen there. You just end up in the marbles, you get sucked off, and then you say hello to the wall. Ajax currently in 3rd place with the fastest lap of the race, an 18.4 for him. He's trying to catch up with Matt Psycho. It's just not happening. Trying to push as hard as he can. But remember, the Hyundai just has the soft tyres to run this evening. He's got an 11-second gap between him and Rob on drums, who's now up into 4th. With Bailey in 5th place chasing him. He's attacking very well. Aloe there in 6th. With Craig OB catching him through the S's. Craig OB quite confident through there in the Lamborghini. The Lamborghini quite happily there in 7th. One is in 8th, is on the hards. At that moment, he spun 360, going down the hill through turn 11 and 12. Possible contact with Ajax as they came out of turn 10B. Both of them not wanting to give up the position. Sibling rivalry at its worst, maybe, as they fought each other hard. Speckmere in 1st place, leading in his Team Shadow Realm Supra. Chris Boone is watching this with everything crossed. We've been here before with Speckmere this season. So, past 3 races he has led at some point. In fact, he led at round 1 as well, so he's led every single time we've been racing this season in GTE. Showing his top form, he does not deserve that 7th place in the championship. It does not represent his season so far in terms of pace. A couple of disconnects have resulted in him being down in 7th. Otherwise, he would have been in contention for this championship, I would have thought. That Psycho looking pretty strong though. In 2nd place. 3.6 seconds behind Speckmere. He's on his medium tyres. This is his worst tyre for the race as well. He's got softs to run at some point. Ajax is 3rd. Gaps are starting to draw out a bit. Rob on drums pulling away from Bailey. Aloe has got all the attention of Craig OB still, so this is where our race is. Craig OB and Aloe. Bunny's running a little bit, losing 7/10 on that previous lap to those he's racing with. Ahead. So going through the S's once more. Aloe running a little bit wider. Missing the apex a few times, not attacking the curbs as much as Craig OB is following him. That Lamborghini looking very lively over the curbs. Go on board Craig OB, he's got so much more momentum. Will he go round the outside of turn number 6? It will be a brave move if he does. Can he do the cutback? on the Brits. Not quite, but he's got himself perfectly in position if he can just hold the momentum down the back straight to make a move into turn 10A. Let's have a look then through the field. We can see up ahead Bailey just 2.5 seconds up the road from Aloy, but Aloy has got the attention of the Lamborghini. I don't think the Lamborghini is close enough to have a move into 10A. No, he does not. So Prego B has to stay there in 7th for another lap. As we see behind, drivers chasing each other, Bloodraven and Poolshark. Quite as close. Punisher in 11th. Kaiser Grim is 12th. Looks like Slenderfella has had another off at some point. Not having the best of evenings. Currently in 5th place in the championship, but right now that looks under threat. With 13th on the road. Speckmere leading the race. An 18.8 for him on the last lap, an 18.7 from that Psycho, and his fastest lap of the race. So he is setting purples, although he's run wide and gone off the circuit. Oh, Matt Psycho pushing too hard, possibly. That will give hope to Ajax, who will see the time suddenly drop. There is Matt Psycho then, 1.5 seconds ahead, 1.4 ahead. Matt Psycho losing 4 seconds there with that mistake in the chicane. And Speckmere has a bit more breathing room. As up in 4th place, in comes Rob on drums. He's coming in now, as is Bailey. So Bailey coming in, he's got no more fuel left though in his Aston Martin. Aloy has got a quarter of a tank left, so that shows what driving a car for a season looks like. So all the comments have appeared on the screen. That's very odd. Don't know why that's happened. There we go though. So 7.7 seconds is the gap now. Speckmere pulling away. Matt Psycho under pressure all of a sudden from Ajax. Ajax looking at his left front tyre. Not looking too happy on the Hyundai, whilst the mediums of Matt Psycho barely look touched, especially on the right hand side. He'll be annoyed by his mistake. So it's 1.2, the momentum's gone a little bit from him right now. Bunny's in 5th place as drivers start pitting around him. Not pit this time round. Prego B does. So drivers coming in not because of fuel and not because of tyres necessarily. So tactical pit stops are coming into play. As the Punisher keeps going. Rob on drums made his first stop, and he is on hards, but for very, very little time. So Rob on drums will not be using these hards for very long. Maybe only a 3 or 4 lap stint. It's ahead of Poolshark though, as we see Prego B in the pits, getting fueled up. Kaiser Grim is also there. Bailey has had his pit stop. It is a slow stop here. He's lost a lap to Speckmere, who hasn't stopped as of yet. It's 8 seconds ahead of Matt Psycho now. So the momentum being lost by Matt Psycho, but he's keeping ahead of Ajax. That left front tyre not happy on the Hyundai. Hyundai driver possibly trying to get to 16 laps. 16 laps means it's a 2-stop race for those out there. In comes Bunnies. So the Jaguar cannot make 16 laps, it would seem, in the hands of Bunnies. Bloodraven though still going round, so maybe Bunnies can make this Jaguar go the extra lap. The Punisher will be stopping soon too. Rob on drums will jump up the field after his stop. Bunnies I'd expect to go onto the soft tyres. Speckmere, the race leader, driving very well. Does he come into the pits? No, he does not. He's going round again as the sun comes out here at Road Atlanta. Psycho doing another lap as well. Ajax still doing his laps. Tyre not looking happy though. For him, Aloe in 4th place. Will he be able to make another lap? I don't think he will. Oh, he's going for it. So Aloe going for another lap. Fuel saving is an option as well for drivers if they don't want to make the stop. Bloodraven, I suspect, is doing some fuel saving based on his lap times. The Punisher will not make another lap, though in his Aston Martin he'll have to come through to the pits. Yes, he does. With Rob on drums in 7th. Wow. Very little left for Rob on drums, but he has got his hard stint done. What does Speckmere do then? His teammate did a very short, hard stint, opening up a possibility of running off kilter with everybody else. It means you get a bit of free air at times. It's such a tricky circuit to also get pit entry right. And Speckmere into the pits then. Comes the Team Shadow Realm Supra. Those Advan stickers I've noticed then. I've commented on them, but there we go. Anyway, Matt Psycho in the pits as well, changing onto some soft tyres, I would expect, and in comes Ajax. So the top 3 are in. In fact, the top 4 are in, as it looks like Aloe has no fuel left. Will Bloodraven get a chance to lead the race? It's a possibility. Speckmere is still in the pits. Bloodraven coming round. Speckmere leaving the pits, but it's such a long exit. And Bloodraven will take the lead of this race. The first time, I believe, he has led a race here in SNL. So he is out on circuit. And Speckmere is on the hards. In fact, Speckmere coming out behind Poolshot, so we have a North American 1-2. And Speckmere has got full fuel in his Supra. Matt Psycho is on the medium tyres. Slender Fella in 5th place, and Ajax is behind him. It is not what the Salt Rock Hyundai wanted, but he gets past quite easily. I think Slender Fella fought it too hard. Bailey in 7th has got a very frustrated Bunny right behind him. Bunny's trying to get past Bailey. He's pleased to see him back, I'm sure, but maybe not so pleased to see him ahead of him. So the Aston Martin staying in 7th has the Jaguar putting the pressure. Bloodraven then into the pits. 1 lap in the lead for him, as Poolshark now takes the lead. Poolshark going very long on his stint. Speckmere in 2nd. He knows he's losing time to Matt Psycho. It's just how can he limit the losses? Bloodraven still in 5th place. Slender Fella will take the position. Runs very wide though, as he keeps ahead of Bunnies who are on board with the Canadian. Bailey ahead of us. And he's positioning himself aggressively, trying to get himself ahead of the Brit through the S's. really overtake? Well, he does the move on the exit. So Bunnies puts himself up into 5th place. Bailey has a look. It's more of a speculative weave than a serious attempt. Both drivers on the soft tyres. Lowy behind them as well. Softs for him. After nearly running out of fuel, I suspect. There go B. Mediums for his run now. Rob on drums. Off kilter. Trying to do something a little bit different. There's anyone that can do it. Rob on drums can. We've seen it before. The Raven feeds back into 10th place. With the Punisher 11th. Geysergrim 12th, and Slenderfella just having one of those evenings we all have at times. They're no fun, but sometimes they just happen. Bullshark has done 19 laps on this tank of fuel. This is brilliant from him. Some brilliant fuel saving. Maybe he can attack then for the last few laps on the softs. Beckmere 2 seconds behind him. He's losing time to Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho going purple at 18.6 on his previous lap. Beckmere did a 120.6, so 2 seconds a lap slower than Matt Psycho right now. As into the pits goes Bullshark. Matt Psycho moves up into 2nd then, ahead of the American. 2 laps in front of the field for him on his home circuit. We are back in America as well for next week. For the first time, we are running Blue Moon Bay A in GTE. It's a long time since we've raced there as well here in SNL. The first time on GT7, so I remember it being a very, very conducive circuit for good racing, so hopefully that's still the case. Beckmere there in 1st, 1.7 seconds ahead of Matt Psycho. Championship leader, he's got soft tyres on and he's really eating into that gap to Beckmere. Ajax currently in 3rd, maybe doesn't have an answer to the drivers ahead of him. Bunny's in 18.6. He's quite happy. He's pulling it in to Ajax. Bailey in 5th place, showing his pace on his return to the Sunday Night League. Thank you everyone that's watching us. Like, share and subscribe if you haven't done so already. We're here for 3 more rounds of this championship after this evening. As I said, Blue Moon Bay next time out for round number 5. Sorry, only 2 more rounds, because then we're at Suzuka for the final round, the championship decider we will be hoping for. So right now, Matt Psycho is all over the back. Beckmere just set the fastest lap of the race. Beckmere is on the hards. Tries to make it more difficult for the Lamborghini chasing him. In fact, the Supra is very fast in a straight line. Pulls away from the Lamborghini despite the Lamborghini having the slipstream. So the Supra flying along. So if we can keep this up, it's going to be very difficult for Matt Psycho to catch him. Psycho getting a better drive out of turn 11. So if we turn 12, forward with Matt Psycho, very close to the driver here on this onboard sector. Through the S's. Beckmere is attacking hard. Really pushing that Supra as hard as he can. He's led from the beginning after taking that Psycho through the S's on the opening lap. Unfortunately, we missed that. We went through the field, making their way through. Psycho a little bit closer this time. Gets a better drive than the Supra. Specmere holds the inside line, keeps it very tight to the white line. Matt Psycho's going to have to go all the way around him. Might have to go up the inside of turn number 9, which isn't an overtaking place normally because turn 10 is the big braking zone. Into A and B, so Specmere holds on to it for another lap. Pushing hard, both of these drivers. Specmere doing a great job of holding position. So they do the 20. So Ajax closed in by a second. So the drivers at the front of the field pushing each other as hard as they can. Specmere again just attacking these S's brilliantly. Out of turn 5, he gets a great drive in comparison, but Matt Psycho on those softer tyres, that's the thing. He's got the grip advantage. You can brake later. What does Specmere have in his locker? Matt Psycho this time will try again. Oh, a little touch possibly between the two drivers. Matt Psycho will not lead. They're side by side going towards turn 10A and turn 10B. Specmere holds the position then, keeping it in 10A and 10B, so that Lamborghini does not have the legs on the Bad Dragon. The Bull falling a bit short in terms of horsepower. I suppose because it's a bull and not a horse. That's like a little cheeky look, I thought, into turn 1. Not quite. He's got all the momentum and all the drive. Can he make the move? Going into the S's, no. Thinks better of it. Specmere knows he's there, though. Staying with this battle. Was going to have a look around elsewhere, but it's so tight between these two drivers. And it is for the lead of the race. And Specmere doing a fantastic job of holding back Matt Psycho. On board with Matt Psycho once more. We go off board. See if he can... Oh, it does say he took the lead. It goes around the outside. What a move into turn 6. The championship leader puts himself into first place in a position where he probably wasn't expecting the overtake to happen. Specmere definitely doing the best he could do on this straight. He's catching up the Lamborghini, but now the Lamborghini's got the clean air. Can Matt Psycho now pull away from that Supra? A good few laps battling between the two, and it's meant that Ajax has caught them up by a few seconds. So can Ajax put himself in contention for maybe second place this evening? Gunn is keeping himself in contention too. Bailey, that fuel consumption proving a little bit of an issue for him. He'll be coming in this lap. Mama Sykes in the chat saying nice. She approves of her son. He's now 1.4 seconds ahead of Specmere, so all of a sudden clean air starting to show. That Psycho has a fresh gap to defend. Rob on drums puts himself up into 6th place now in his Supra. A few drivers, then a few gaps appearing on circuit as Craig O.B. puts himself up into 7th place. Bloodraven into 10th. As the Punisher has got Kaiser Grim having a look into turn 1. Kaiser Grim up the inside, nicely done by the Swede. Up into 9th place. Victory Rain in the chat saying, ha ha ha, an outside pass, just like I did to Matt at Deep Forest in Season 7. There we go, Victory Rain approving of his driver. It's interesting, these two rivals on circuit, they're driving Oh, Matt Psycho driving for Victory Reign this season. Unfortunately, Victory Reign was unable to make all the races this season, so unable to defend his title. Pullshock having a look at the Punisher now. So we've just seen his teammate pull off a move. Are we going to see Pullshock make the move for 10th, going into 10A? We've got 13 laps after this one. Not quite the Punisher holding the position. So Matt Psycho, there he is, 13 laps left for him. Leads now by 3 seconds. As the gap between Ajax and Speckmere sort of stabilising. So Speckmere now able to run his own race rather than having to defend Matt Psycho. He can run faster than he was going by about 8/10 of a second. Defending does slow you down. There's often an argument made that if you defend too hard, you actually slow your race down. It's better sometimes to just let somebody go. But when you're in a championship battle, that's easier said than done, and you never know. No, not 13 laps. What am I talking about? Victory Reign saying in 13. Are you sure? With the lap count? No, I'm not. I just went completely and utterly insane and thought it was a 40 lap race. It's a 48 lap race. Got 22 laps left. I took 10 laps off. So Matt Psycho leads the race in his Lamborghini. Speckmere in second. Ajax in third. He has the fastest lap so far. But he's fourth, although he is fifth. So all the drivers sort of in no man's land right now. Nobody really that close to each other. Pullshock. He's got the Punisher. The Punisher falling back from him. A slender fella, not having an evening he enjoys. Having his best GTE season so far, though. Some great results in the previous rounds. Bailey in 12th on his return. Really tricky circuit to come back to. Tricky car as well, as he kicks some gravel at the top of turn 5. Psycho keeping himself on this run. 2 victories in the previous 2 races. Can he make it a hat-trick here this evening? Can anybody stop him to a 3rd championship? His current rivals, Matt Psycho's rivals, are Ajax and Bunnies in their 3rd and 4th. So they're not putting the pressure on. Matt Psycho would increase his lead as it stands to 18 points in the championship. 25 points for a victory, so a good result at Blue Moon could mean he wins the championship with a round to spare, which in GTE is nearly unheard of. It has been done before. In fact, it was done last season by Victory Reign. He was able to win the championship before the last race. He had a fantastically dominant season. It looks like Matt Psycho's following his team boss in that regard. Matt Psycho, though, not winning a championship in GTE since season number 2. We're on season 9 now, to give you context with that. Basically over 2 years Matt Psycho hasn't won this championship. People might say, oh well, Championship doesn't run that off. It does. We're on season number 9. We will have Formula X coming to you as well after this season finishes. There'll be a little break, and then November, Formula X will appear on your screens once again. Season number 9, I'm sure Gasman will be looking to defend his title in the Ferrari. I said that, I'm assuming he'll be in the Ferrari, who knows, it might change after winning the title in season number 8. So if you want to join us for that, that's in the Super Formula car. Join us on Discord. If you need the link, please comment in the video and one will be provided for you to come and join us here at the Sunday Night League. Psycho though leads this race after a fantastic move on Speckmere round the outside, turn number 6. Speckmere defended brilliantly though for lap after lap, using that Supra supremely. The Supreme Speckmere Supra. That's a good iteration there. Zooming through the corners. There's some onomatopoeia as well if you want to start being literative with everything and would like to have some writing advice. Come to me. I'll teach you. All about poetry. The magic of repetition. That's right, the magic of repetition. The magic of repetition. Ajax in 3rd place. Hoping to catch Speckmere, but the time's starting to fall away again in the Hyundai. Speckmere coming to the end of his stint as the fuel starts to flash. So they're all trying to get to lap number 32 to get 16 lap stints. It looks like they'll make it. Although Bunny's again looking a little bit like he might be short. So Lowy, he didn't make 16 though last time round either. So 4th, 5th can't do 16 laps. Craig O'B doesn't look like he'll make it either. Bloodraven definitely will though. Bloodraven went so long on his previous stint. Pool Shark as well, as they are fighting each other on circuit once more. The Punisher is in the pits in his Aston Martin OC. Drops out of the top 10. Bloodraven having a little bit of trouble trying to get that Jaguar stopped. He's not going to get it stopped. That means he's going to be under pressure from Pool Shark as they go down the back straight. It's a Jaguar versus a Lamborghini. Will this Jaguar have the legs like the Supra? Don't think it will, as Pool Shark looks for the move into turn 10, but he's not brave enough on the brakes. Bloodraven able to hold position. His teammate Bunny's in the pits. The red tips on the rear wing indicating that it is Bunny's in that car. Matt Psycho then will be stopping at the end of this lap number 32. He's able to get his stint there. So is Speckmere, who's only 5 seconds behind Matt Psycho. So the gap will be close, and Speckmere is going to go back onto those soft tyres. So this race isn't over. Ajax trying to get into the pits now. Trying to get it in. It's hard to get it in accurately at this circuit. The car just wants to understeer out. Lowy will not take the lead. I don't think Bloodraven will either, so Matt Psycho will regain his lead. He'll retain it on circuit. But the dust being kicked up in front of Slenderfella, though Bunny's is 4.5 seconds up ahead of him, so I don't know who was kicking the dust up. There's no car ahead of him other than Bunny's, so that's odd. Matt Psycho leaving the pit. It's such a long exit. Blood Raven is not close enough. The top four are all in the pits then. That Psycho chugging along. Oh, there's another onomatopoeic word. And he's on the mediums, so he's going for the mediums again. So Matt Psycho not happy with those softs. Well, this is interesting. Speckmere is on the softs. And, crucially, he's out ahead of Bloodraven. That was incredibly important. If he'd have been stuck behind Bloodraven and Bullshark, who are fighting for position, that could have been disastrous for Speckmere's race. Speckmere has the opportunity to win here. We saw him before have a great turn of pace on the soft tyres. As we see Bullshark and Bloodraven fighting, they're both on very similar fuel. So, this is the crucial point of the race then. Speckmere getting ahead of that pair. He has got a car ahead of him. I think that is... Yes. Oh no, that is... Ooh, Punisher. Punisher has made his stop. He's on the medium tyres again. It would appear the mediums are actually more preferred than softs. So Kaiser Grim in his softs, and all of a sudden Speckmere, there he goes, gets a nice help from the Punisher. Speckmere able to close the gap by a second to that Psycho on the previous lap, so he'll be racing hard. He knows he's got a chance here this evening. Slenderfella then in the pits in his Jaguar, bring himself further up the field. Nothing going. Bloodraven and Bullshark fighting each other hard. There we go. Oh, the American. Oh, he's got the opportunity though on the exit. No, not quite. Bloodraven running a bit deeper though. No, it's not happening. So Bloodraven is in third place in the Jaguar. There'll be 14 laps for these two drivers. It's Bullshark. He is running very fast. Can he get it stopped? Into turn 10A. Yes, he can. He slides it though, because Ajax is just behind as they both go to the right hand side. Bullshark is going another lap. That could be crucial in the fight between these two North Americans. Bullshark is there. Third place. He can't get it stopped. Oh no! Ah! He says as he spins round 360s. You can see the Brembo brakes. Bunnies catches him in a very awkward position and knocks into Bullshark. Bullshark having a disastrous start to lap number 35. The tyres are gone. He's gone a lap too far. He was thinking of the battle, trying to get the advantage, and it looks like it's all gone a little bit Pete Tong for Bullshark. There's a yellow flag waving. Oh, and it's Bullshark again. Oh no. The race that was going so well for the American has just turned into disaster on lap number 35. His teammate leading the race. Has he stabilised the gap? A 19.7 and a 19.4 for Matt Psycho. So Matt Psycho actually went faster on the previous lap. A 19.4 for him. And an 18.8, 6/10 of a second this time is the gap. Speckmere has got another Jaguar though ahead of him. This time it is Slenderfella. So Slenderfella is in 12th place. And he just lets... He knows the battle is not with Speckmere. Lets the purple Supra through. I wonder if you're being lapped, you're watching out for any certain coloured cars. Whether they appear in your mirror. A bit like the yellow crash helmet did back in the 80s. Interesting to hear that. Into the pits comes the unfortunate pull shark. It all just went a little bit wrong on the previous lap. That means Bloodraven. There goes Bloodraven. There is no contest. He's going to be out ahead of his rival. Gets himself up into 8th place. Craig O'B also ahead of his teammate now. Pull shark pushed it hard, trying to get the position off Bloodraven. It didn't quite pay off. Matt Psycho, though, losing more time. The gap is 3 seconds between the two drivers. He only lost a 10th. And it is 3 seconds is the gap. He's able to run well on the mediums. Speckmere has to use these softs at the early part of his stint to keep that pressure on. Ajax is only 10 seconds behind the race leader. Got an Aston Martin just ahead that pulls to the side. That's the Punisher, letting him past fellow Canadian. Gap between the two. Apologies, that's my controller dropping down and causing us to then go on board with Matt Psycho. So that was inadvertent. Bunny's 3 seconds now between him and Ajax, and he has set the fastest lap of the race, an 18.1 for Bunnies. He does chase those fastest laps, he does enjoy getting them. Rob on drums, 5th place. Aloe in 6th. Bailey in the pits once more. So just trying to get to the end of the race now. Now goes that orange Aston Martin. A baptism of fire for Bailey in terms of circuits, in terms of car, just learning it, getting experience, ready for Blue Moon Bay A next time round. Speckmere is catching Matt Psycho. A couple of tenths here, a couple of tenths there. Rob on drums into the pits. He was off kilter with everyone, so he pits now. There's Goku. Hello. And Lowy goes up into 5th place again. So Lowy having a very consistent season. He's in 4th place in the championship. And he's keeping that consistency up. Reaching the top 5 positions. Often very difficult in SNL. If you can finish in the top 5 consistently, you're doing a good job. If you can finish in the top 8, often I say you're doing an amazing job. Rob on drums currently in that 8th place. And he's got Slenderfella chasing him down though. Slenderfella trying to chase him, but Rob on drums on the exit of the pits has not got a gap. Matt Psycho has lapped up everyone up to 8th place. And he's starting to drop Speckmere. Speckmere behind his teammate. 19.1 for him. Has the advantage disappeared? For Speckmere. Is that the opportunity? Is that Craig O'B and Bloodraven? Yes, it is. Psycho with the potential to lap everyone up to 6th place. There you go, B, Matt Psycho's teammate. Trying not to make life difficult. Despite being in his own fight with Bloodraven. So there are the Raven Senna Lamborghinis. Craig O'B just letting his team leader through. Psycho going down the hill on board then with the Lamborghini, and he's got the Jaguar. Oh, the Jaguar pulls out nicely for him. Does that give Craig O'B the opportunity? Bloodraven very, very generous with that. Puts himself under pressure once more from a Lamborghini. He had a big fight with Poolshark a few laps ago. He's now got Poolshark's teammate Craig O'B right behind him. They've both got the driver in second place in this race behind them. It's the four of them all in a line. There is Matt Psycho leading the race. Oh, Rob on drums then, having a go. So Rob on drums is in a battle. Oh, this is awkward now. Rob on drums puts himself up into 7th place, overtaking Craig O'B. Speckmere overtakes Craig O'B. He's lost time though to Matt Psycho as Rob on drums puts himself up into 6th place. And Bloodraven, well, Bloodraven's got a hard choice to make. What does he do? He holds a little bit back. There we go, nicely done by Bloodraven. Once more. Speckmere. Speckmere being held up a little bit by his teammate at this stint of the race. The irony. So Rob on drums currently 6th. Another top result though for him. He's 6th in the championship, looking for his best GTE season ever, and it's comfortably that. Having some great results this season. Here's the fight though between Craig O'B and Bloodraven. Bloodraven has an opportunity. Will he make the move into turn 10? No, it's not close enough. As they fight each other though, that means the slender fella can get closer and closer. He's sneaking up to them bit by bit. These two fighting each other hard. 8 laps to go then for these two. As Bloodraven, there's 7 laps to go in fact for these two. A lap down, Bloodraven losing time though, which means that his teammate Slenderfella all of a sudden is all over the back. And in fact, I think Bloodraven decides, you know what, teammate, have a go. Have a go. Slenderfella now takes up the mantle of Jaguar Racing by Pizza attacking Craig O'B. O'B will be thinking, oh no, not another one. Psycho though, 4.5 seconds now the gap. Speckmere finally getting past his teammate. So, Rob on drums and Speckmere swap positions. Speckmere catching Matt Psycho up now. Oh, this could be the final chase then. Here he goes. 5 laps to go. Speckmere 4.3 seconds off Matt Psycho, but capable of going, well, about the same pace. It would seem Matt Psycho's just put in an 18.7. So it's tight. Cannot relax. Ajax in a bit of traffic now. Lots of traffic happening through the S's for all these drivers. Although he's currently in 5th, he's in no man's land. 32 seconds behind Bunnies, 37 seconds ahead of Rob on drums. Rob on drums now pulling away from Craig O'B. He's got the blue flags waving. Slenderfella behind him. Slenderfella's teammates. Bunnies has also got Bloodraven behind him, so there's 3 Jaguars altogether. Bailey's in 10th place. The unfortunate Poolshark in 11th. Kaiser Grim is 12th, and 13th place is the Punisher. The Punisher, a glutton for punishment? Having chosen this circuit, he's not had the best of evenings. Not Psycho still pushes on, though, at the front of this race. He keeps his Lamborghini pointing forward. We've seen him make a mistake. So good. Easily fall back in Speckmer's hands. As the cloud cover happens here at Road Atlanta. Thank you everyone that's liked, shared and subscribed to us already this evening. It is a joy to have that happen. Tell your friends all about us. We're a small group of individuals that like a game that possibly was broken for a few weeks and then they fixed it and now we've got an update coming. So who knows what next week will bring here on GT7, but it looks a lot more stable than it had been last week. Say that Psycho starts jittering slightly. Oh, the gap's just suddenly risen a little bit. Suspect me keeping that gap within 5 seconds. With 4 laps to go now. Does he hold on to what he's got now? A podium would be what he's after. Another one after round number 1, where he came third. And arguably should have had 2 more this season. Bunnies, it looks like 4th place for him this evening after having to drive in a recovery. And Moe is 5th. Rob on drums on his own in 6th place as a lap down. Behind his teammates, there you can see, in fact, Speckmer as some of the drivers see Ajax. Weirdly, the headlights on that Hyundai seem to come ablaze earlier than others, but it is getting a little bit misty and a bit foggy here at Road Atlanta. It doesn't rain at this circuit, but definitely conditions looking a little bit less ideal than they were. We've seen the sunshine appear at the circuit. Now it looks like a bit of mist is happening. Someone's had a spin. Someone's the wrong way round. That Slender fella. Oh, crumbs, what has happened to Slender fella there? He's down in 11th now, getting himself pointing forward again. Must have run wide out of turn number 12, hit the grass and spun into the pit wall. Is my summation of that situation. Kinds of Grim in 12th. That was odd. The Punisher in 13th place then. Psycho coming across the line. He'll have 2 laps to go after this. And it looks like it's plain sailing now. Speckmer in 2nd place, unable to catch him. In fact, lapping slower than the race leader now. 20.4 for him. Ajax lapping a little bit quicker, but not enough, I don't think, to put the pressure on. There's an advertising hoarding off the racing line going down the home straight. Bunny's in 4th place. He's got a Lamborghini ahead of him. Lowy is in 5th. Rob on drums having a bit of a disastrous run through the S's. Means that Ajax will overtake him. Yes, he does. No fight happening there, which there shouldn't have been. Bloodraven and Bailey having a fight though. This is 4th position. On board with the returning Bailey. Fighting Bloodraven to 8th place. Will the move be happening? in turn 10A. Looks a possibility. Bailey positioning himself the inside as he goes into the braking area, but he cannot brake later. There's a yellow flag happening. There you go, B hasn't gone off. Somebody has though. Oh, and there we have Bailey, an opportunistic move. I think the yellow flag had stopped waving when he made the move. So Matt Psycho coming through turn 6 and turn 7 for the final time. He's worked hard for this one again, pushed all the way by Speckmere. It is not a simple victory. The laps here, 48, and we have less than 8 seconds between the top two. That is tiny in endurance racing terms. Matt Psycho then coming through turn 10 and turn 10B. Through 11 and 12, the Lamborghini, the Raven Senna Lamborghini. Victory Rain will be cheering victory once more. Matt Psycho wins here at Road Atlanta. He was chased incredibly hard by Speckmere, whose tyres have just fallen off at the end, but it's a podium for the unfortunate driver. Ajax puts himself in 3rd place in the end. Rob on drums is in 6th. Bunny's in 4th place. As we have Pool Shark and Blood Raven going side by side through the final corner. Pool Shark looks like he's got him on the final corner. Does he make it? Yes, he does. Sliding all over the place. He beats the Canadian. What a move by Pool Shark through the final corner, putting on a spectacular show. Slenderfella is glad this race is over, as is Kaiser Grim. He slides across. Please don't do that, Kaiser Grim. It causes yellow flags. Aloe there goes off, and they've hit each other in the end. And finally, the Punisher coming round to complete the race. Matt Psycho, the winner here this evening. Rob on drums in the chat saying, well, the 3-stop wasn't the way to go. But congratulations once more to Matt Psycho. Pole position here at Road Atlanta, and victory for him in his Raven Senna Lamborghini. Please, if you can, as always, go to the Sick Children's Trust. Give them a little bit of money in these difficult times. Great Ormond Street Hospital, as well as BOSP. Mama Sykes in the chat saying, ace Matt, great racing guys. Well done, everyone. Thanks, Jam. Thanks, Mama Sykes. Victory Rain as well saying, nicely done, Matt. Great drive. And Matt Psycho saying, what a race with spec. Great race. Let's have a look at the race results then. It is Matt Psycho, the winner, once again here in GTE. A win for his Raven Senna Lamborghini. He won by 8 seconds from Speckmere, who followed